In this video, I will explain you how the couple coaching is working by me. A crisis does not come from a coincidence. Often it happens when the interdependency between the two partners is increasing. For example, when the kids are arriving. If you want to have some free time, you need to organize yourself with your partner, right? And this has big consequences because you will not leave one crisis in your couple life. It will happen on a regular basis, and it is totally normal. And this is the reason why it is important for me that you learn why a crisis is common, what is the trigger, the hidden trigger that makes the crisis escalating, and what is the process to come and to overcome this crisis. So I am not doing in this couple coaching a mediation, but I want more to help you to learn and implement the tools that will make your partnership stronger and able to go over the crisis. And the second aspect of that is to understand that the crisis is not only the conflict that you have as adults and where you don't find a solution, it awakens some wounds from your past that you did not heal. So in the conversation, you don't have only the subject of discussion, but you have a wounded boy and a wounded girl that are also speaking at the same time and make the conflict being much more higher than you want it to. And this is the reason why when I start the couple coaching, I start by understanding which wound of the past is awakened through this crisis. So you start by feeling, making an assessment. It's a PDF with explanation videos where I ask you a lot of questions about the crisis, but also your past relationship, how was your childhood, and so on. You feel that, and then you send me your PDF, and we set two separate sessions in order to understand which past wound is awakened through the crisis. And then, still separated, we will work on this past with the day of the past. It is a full day with me or one of my therapists to help you to unprogram this wound from your past so they are not triggering you anymore during the crisis. This phase is a totally separated phase that you do individually. Once this phase is done, we erase the influence of the past into the crisis. Then you can go to phase 2 and phase 3. Phase 2 is to soften the crisis. Often the escalation of conflict is due by a lack of understanding what are your conflict dynamic. And in this phase, we generally focus in understanding how you are handling the conflict together and how can you change so it doesn't escalate. And the second aspect is to focus on what is working well in the relationship, because there is not everything that is wrong, and our brain has the tendency to make us focus on what is lacking or what is going wrong. And by retraining the brain to focus on the positive and what is working well, it really helps to lower the escalation of the conflict. And then we can enter in phase 3, where the aim is to overcome the crisis. So to go really to deep dive into the substantive discussion, so you solve the conflict forever. And for that, you need different tools on the emotional level and on the communication level, so you are managing to have this discussion. in order to support you during phase 2 and phase 3, you have 6 coaching sessions of 90 minutes, and you can decide to have them separately or together. We will see also that depending on how high is the escalation of a crisis, what is best for you both. And as I said, I am not a mediator. You will have a lot of exercise and discussion to do together between the session, because I want you to learn the skill, to understand and to overcome the crisis by your own. To help you for that, you also have the support of me per email during the session, because I know in this time of crisis, it is very important to have this feeling that you can receive an answer very fast and very quickly. On top of that, you have access to a platform of content where I explain all the tools that we will use. So you have a theory recorded in videos. If you have interest in this couple coaching, I invite you to take a 30-minute call with you both and me, and I'm looking forward to potentially work with you too.